Hello, we're students from Affiliated Senior High School of National Zhongqing University. I'm Howard.
I'm Sam.
I'm Brian.
I'm Jim.
I'm Jason.
Today, we are going to talk about the cereals in Taiwan. The first one is whole grains powder. Whole grains powder is made by lots of ingredients include rice, millet, corn, pearl barley, and red bean, sweet potatoes. So it has so much of ingredients. What's about its nutrition? It has some vitamin B group and vitamin E, and also starch, protein, and organic acid. And it also has lots of advantages, including controlling blood sugar, and also can promote your digestion. But you can't consume it too much, especially if you are a patient of a diabetes or a kidney type disease. So, how can we enjoy the whole grain powders? First, put the whole grain powder into a hot water and stir it well. And the whole grain powder will dissolve in the water evenly. And wait for a moment, then you can get a cup of hot, full of fragrance, whole grain powder solutions to enjoy.
Whole grains powder is full of dietary fiber. Many people may hate to eat vegetables and tend to lack dietary fiber, which improves people's digestion and decreases toxic cholesterol. Whole grains powder contains dietary fiber, and it not only tastes great, but also healthy. Many people have whole grains powder drink as their breakfast in the morning. Take myself for example. I seldom had good appetite in the morning during my childhood. In order to consume enough nutrients, I eat this as my breakfast in the morning at a time. My mom usually prepares a healthy breakfast before I wake up. I recommend whole grains powder for those people like me.
Baba porridge is one of the most famous desserts in Taiwan. It is usually made from sticky rice, pearl barley, longan, black fungus, red dates, black beans, walnuts, and lotus seeds. Longan is a subtropical fruit in Taiwan, and it is similar to lychee. It tastes sweet. Black fungus is a kind of edible fungus, and it is good for our intestine and blood vessel. But I hate it a lot because of its strange taste. You can put a wide variety of ingredients in baba porridge. For example, green beans, red beans, and peanuts are a good choice. The sticky taste of baba porridge comes from sticky rice, and the sweetness comes from sugar, longan, and pearl barley. Baba porridge is a nutritious and digestive dessert, so it is good for the elderly. And you can buy baba porridge at convenience stores.
Nowadays, baba porridge is a common dessert in Taiwan. It originated from Ming Dynasty in ancient China. The first emperor in Ming Dynasty, Zhu Yuanzhang, was a monk before being an emperor. One day, he was starving and looking for food on the street. Nobody but a beggar paid attention to him. The beggar used the ingredient he begged from people to make porridge and save Zhu Yuanzhang's life. Zhu Yuanzhang appreciated his kind aid and soon, later, baba porridge became famous in China.
Now, we will show you how to make baba porridge. The following are the ingredients for baba porridge. Sticky rice, 60 grams. Water, 800 milliliters. Sugar, 60 grams. Lotus seeds, 20 grams. Black beans, 20 grams. Walnut, 20 grams. Pearl barley, 20 grams. Black fungus, 20 grams. Red dates, 20 grams. Longan, 4. Here are the instructions. First, put the sticky rice, lotus seeds, walnuts, black beans, pearl barley, black fungus and water into the pot and boil them for an hour. Then put the red dates, longan, walnut, black fungus, and the sugar into the pot. Finally, simmer these ingredients for 15 minutes. Then the bubble porridge is ready to serve.
Then we're going to introduce pig blood cake.
My name is Joy.
My name is Rita. My name is Lisa. My name is Amber. My name is Sophia.
Pig blood cake is also referred to as rice float or rice float cake. This is not a dish, it's a snack made from pig blood and glutinous rice. Depending on the type, it can be pig blood cake or peanut pig blood cake. Pig blood cakes are eaten differently in southern and northern Taiwan. For example, in southern Taiwan, people add sweet chili sauce, soy sauce, and ginger. While in northern Taiwan, thick peanut powder and amount of coriander is added. By the way, in 2009, Taiwanese pig blood cake was ranked as top 10 weirdest food in the world by members and editors of British travel website, virtualtourist.com. It is considered to be more disgusting and scarier than bugs.
To make pig blood cake, you need the following ingredients: 220 grams of glutinous rice, 180 grams of pig blood, and a half teaspoon of salt. Here are the instructions. Step 1. Add salt into the pig blood. Step 2. Prepare a container and put the other paper in it. Step 3. Put pig blood into the container and pour in glutinous rice until it was covered by pig blood. Step 4. Put this content into a rice cooker and steam it for 40 minutes. Step 5. Open the rice cooker and set the solidified pig blood aside to cool. After that, take it out. The delicious pig blood cake is made. Next, we're going to introduce how we eat pig blood cake in Taiwan. Here's how we eat pig blood cake. There are many ways to eat pig blood cake. People in Taiwan like to put it in hot pot or soup, or eat it with sauce like peanut powder, chana sauce, curry, and sweet chili sauce. Aside from this, we also stir-fry pig blood cake with vegetables and meat. Some people even make it sweet for children. If you don't eat meat, that's okay, because we also have a vegetarian one. Next, we'll introduce another rice dish, the rice stew pudding. The origin of rice stew pudding is related to the hunting culture of the early Aboriginal people of Taiwan. To satisfy hunters' hunger while hunting, people invented this kind of cooking method that is simple to preserve and easy to carry. Without any utensil, the hunters would put the glutinous rice which they carried into the bamboo tubes that they get along the way and add boiling water to cook the rice. When hunting gradually became an ancient legend in modern civilizations, the rice stew pudding became a totem, symbolizing the Asian tribal culture as celebrations. Next, I would like to introduce my recipe of rice stew pudding. Here are the ingredients: half cut bamboo, a tablespoon of salt, a few shrimps, a few stocking shrimp, a bowl of rice, and water. Here are the steps. First, we should cut our bamboo and then wash the bamboo with water. Second, put rice and other ingredients into the bamboo. Fill the bamboo up with rice to about 1/3 of its height. At this time, you can add other seasonings such as dry shrimp and dry stocking shrimp. And then add water to about 1/2 to 3/5 height of the bamboo. Third, in order to prevent water from evaporating, we should use bamboo leaves or paper to cover the gaps, so that the water doesn't evaporate too fast. Next, when the steam appears, it means that the water in the bamboo is boiling. Boil it for a while until the rice is well cooked. Thanks for listening. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, what does pig's blood taste like?
it tastes a little sweet and
So if you eat peanut pig powder, it will be sweet. But
Without the condiment, what does it taste? And then
with
you can add-
in origin is
actually it doesn't have a very strong taste. It just tastes like
rice.
a rice, a glutinous rice with a blood.
Okay.
But you cannot taste the blood, the taste of the blood, because it during you steam it, the taste of the blood is not very obvious.
Oh, wow.
Usually I would say that it is used to hold the rice together. It's like, coagulant, and it makes the whole dish, into a block of something. Yeah, so it holds the rice together.
Yeah, so I mean, like,
Very distinct.
in other words, it's just used to make sure that the rice actually sticks together then, correct?
Yeah, and the taste itself is not very distinctive.
Wow. That's interesting. And how often would you eat something like that?
As for me, I don't eat it very usual. Only when we eat hot pot, only when we eat hot pot, we will add the pig
Anybody-
blood in it.
Anybody can answer the question. Not everyone.
The pearl pig blood cake is also a famous dish in Taiwan's night markets, and it also goes with stuff of ingredients like that's just mentions that peanut powder and like that. So you can eat it as the
Now,
yes.
And we will also fry the pig blood.
The rice pizza, right?
In Sansha, there are a lot of vendors, and they are specialized in making the pig blood cake. So Sansha is located in the northern Taiwan, Taipei.
So it's a dish that you can, it's not a main dish. It's usually used as a
Right,
side
no.
dish. Or sometimes people have it as a snack. It's also sold at, vendors on the street.
I didn't know if it was like celebrations or that. I mean, you could eat on it anytime you wanted to, sort of then, right? It's not for a particular festival or celebration or anything like that.
Yes, yes.
No, the answer is no.
What does black fungus taste?
Oh,
It's not for a celebration. The answer is nope, it's not for a celebration. Not yet. It's for a celebration.
oh.
It's that yes no thing again. Remember, Mr. Cunningham?
Okay, what does black fungus taste like?
Bouncy, but yes,
It didn't have a very strong taste, but like when you chew it, it's kind of bouncy.
a little bit like jelly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also we usually eat them in hot pot too.
Now, I didn't quite understand that porridge was started with a B. Now you can get that over a counter too, correct?
Yes, it's also served in cans. So maybe you can get those in the States, the baba porridge, right?
Yes.
Maybe at a Chinatown.
Yes, Chinatown has a baba porridge.
Oh, you know that?
I have visited to Los Angeles, and my friends in the United States say that you can buy baba porridge in the Chinatown, which the Taiwanese shop. You can buy the baba porridge.
So you can get those in your. the
Oh,
store.
wow.
Yeah. It's a sweet congee.
Yeah, I'm sure you could get it here in the States too. I was just wondering how is it must be a lot better to make homemade though, isn't it?
And not people nowadays aren't that diligent in making stuff here, It's too convenient, so people usually buy it, and it takes too much work to
Okay.
make the congee. You
Well,
really have to
I get,
cook the rice and simmer it, and I don't know, for a long time.
well, how much would it cost in a convenience store there?
$1.
Really?
It is,
$1 for one can.
Yes, nearly $1 for one can. And a can is almost 350 milliliter.
Oh, wow. And let me say it was one more thing. Oh, on the cereals. What were the cereals again that you had?
The cereals are not like the cereals in the States.
Yeah, no, I mean, what I know. Okay, what's the cereal below the rice? And that last picture.
This one, no. This one? Did you mean the?
No. Okay, what is pearl barley?
Describe what it looks like in cartoon.
It looks like bean and its color is white and it tastes a little bit like it's always goes with the sweets like red bean
Okay.
soup. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then when you drink this, I remember you saying some of you ate it for breakfast. What's the consistency? What does it look like when you cook it?
Mix. It's like this, something like this.
Oh,
The liquids in the bowl is
That's
like
not
that.
pearl.
No, it's like it's a whole grain powders, water,
But that's not pearl barley.
or not for barley.
Okay, did you want to ask about pearl barley or the other grain? Because there are different types. Like
Oh, no. I was just asking what pearl barley was because I thought one of the pictures looked like oats, but
yeah, a little bit looks a little bit like oats.
yeah, well,
It's round and
yeah,
white.
okay,
Yeah, you
What-
can chew it. You can chew on it.
yeah. So it looks like a pearl, so I understand that part now. But when you eat, like in the States, I eat oatmeal every morning, and oatmeal is kind of like it's I guess it's like rice. You don't put a whole lot of water in it. You cook it and you just eat the oatmeal. But what you would eat for hot cereals for breakfast would be very consistent to just very liquidy, right?
Yeah, the other kind that they were showing you is a liquid thing, and it's more liquid than the oatmeal that you were mentioning.
Yeah. So I mean, it'd be similar to like a coffee or something to that effect, almost.
Creamier.
Cream. Okay. Good. Okay. I didn't know. This is
Creamy,
very
creamy.
fascinating.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit
It's
like
like a
milk.
milkshake. So it's
as
one of those. It's like one of those. I don't know what you call those. Some people use the blender in the States to make those healthy drinks. It's
Now, would that be hot or cold?
hot, right?
Yeah, hot.
Oh, wow.
Usually they make it quite big, convenient to make here. It's usually like instant powder, so that you can just add hot water and stir it. And then
Okay. So you could buy that at the convenience store then too, then, correct?
everything's here at the convenience store. You can live right
Wow.
off the convenience store.
Yeah, you guys make me hungry. That's really good. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever try. I've never tried anything like that, but it looks like it'd be really good to eat.
If it were not for this pandemic, we would think that it would be a good idea to invite you to Taiwan, and you could, I don't know, spend a whole month here, and you would be amazed at all the things that we get to do, the convenience. And you can hang out at the convenience store all day, and it'll amaze you. You can do everything there. You can pay your bills, you can pay your fines, you can pay the tax. Oh, you can Xerox or whatever, anything.
Free
All the
Wi-Fi.
services are there. Free Wi-Fi.
Yes, free Wi-Fi in the convenience store.
Yeah, the convenience stores in America are all tied into gas stations and stuff like that. So, that's a kind of a interesting phenomenon. I had no idea, but I guess do you have like large supermarkets too, or no?
Yes.
We also have large supermarkets, but they have different functions.
Yeah, well, our large supermarkets are kind of like what you were saying. I mean, they have business centers in it. They have, bakeries. They have all kinds of, it's like a little city. It almost sounds like on a small scale that you can do anything at a convenience store, which is really kind of interesting. The only thing we can do at our convenience stores, you can buy gasoline and stuff.
And probably can buy a bag of potato chips.
Well, what's really crazy is that, on every corner you'll see a large convenience store with gasoline pumps and, that kind of stuff. And our gas is going up and up and up. So, I guess that they're doing a pretty good job. I don't know. And coffee's a very big seller in a lot of convenience stores too. People go in and buy coffee, maybe a soft drink or something, but we don't really have the different hot drinks and, different foods and stuff like you guys do, that it makes it a lot easier to go, I guess, to convenience stores. This is very interesting to do. In Taiwan, how big is your city? I never asked that before. How large is the city that you live in?
Taichung.
It depends on which country.
Wait, him ask how big is Taichung? Not
The
really.
population.
Oh, okay, ask Mr. Chen.
Do you mean the population of Taiwan
Yeah.
or the land?
Population.
They're wondering if you're asking about the population or the land, the
Oh
area.
yeah, no, okay, yeah. Give me both. How large is the city, and then how large is the population?
Brian's saying that the area of Taichung is as big as Houston.
Wow.
What do you mean, wow, big or small?
That's crazy. I have a daughter who lives in Houston. Houston's huge. That's really weird. I had no idea it was that large. Now, where would they eat their breakfast at normally?
How about your breakfast?
Right,
We can eat lots of things in Taiwanese breakfast shop. It's just like a convenience store. It has a Western type and a Chinese type, and the Western type include a hamburger, toast, and so on. It's very sandwich. Even some will have the spaghetti. Yeah. And the Chinese type is like the egg roll or the
Chinese omelet.
yeah, Chinese omelets and the fried noodles and the pork
Clover rolls, red pork rice. Right.
Wow.
yes.
Mary, here in the States, well, not so much during the pandemic for last year or so, but it got to where most people eat their breakfast at not home, but at school.
And where do they get it? Do they bring it from home?
No, they actually, the school furnishes it to them. We've gone into basically feeding people breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In fact, for a couple years now,
Oh, we lost you. Your audio.
you see on some schools they have like
We lost your
Industrial-
couple of sentences that you just the audio just.
I just been amazed. Now you say for your lunch, What did you guys eat for lunch today?
Why are you laughing?
And the basic dishes we will have the rice and some side dishes, the vegetables, and the main dish is meat.
Oh, wow.
Maybe next time we can introduce our school lunch.
Take home. Actually, I think they mentioned this before. The school doesn't have a kitchen,
It doesn't.
so it's like catering. So the students will, the school provides a list of lunch companies that the students can order from, and each class gets to pick which company they want to order their lunch box, or well, it's not a lunch box. They send the whole pot of food over, and the students will get the food themselves.
Oh,
So
wow.
Photos of those. next time.
How much do lunches run there at your school?
50 NT dollars for one person is almost 1.5 US dollar for one person for a meal.
Wow. And then when you stay late like today, do you have to buy dinner there too or no?
Yeah, we buy dinner from outside because it's no longer like part of the school deal. So we go outside and we order food from the
Convenience.
restaurants or food shops outside.
Oh, that's crazy. I've always wondered about that. That's really interesting. Our food is about $2, I think, but most of the people get free or reduced lunch. So that's a big savings. But if you have a lot of children, that's quite a bit of money just for lunches. That's. Do people bring lunch from home or no?
Anybody bring lunch from home?
Not really.
Oh, wow.
It's too inconvenience.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh. Yeah. I guess you have to always do stuff convenient. That's very good.
Yes,
Yeah.
convenience is the word here. And also, if you order the lunch, it's hot and ready to serve when it arrives. And if you bring your own food, then it's cold.
Oh, yeah. No, I completely understand. It's just that when you start talking, it's just different customs that are really interesting, because in some places, in some areas, they don't have, you have to bring your lunch from home. And they'll have lunch boxes and have really ornate deals, and they had different trays of food, like if you look at the traditional Northeastern Chinese or Korean, where they had those boxes that would go like, on top and pull them out and stuff. It's really kind of neat. It's kind of fascinating.
You've noticed that another feature about Western and Eastern culture of the food is that in Eastern culture, the food is usually served hot. But in the States, like in Western countries, you have sandwiches that are at room temperature, and some are even cold, right? And people in Asia don't usually like cold food for the main meal.
Well, what's even worse is that a lot of places in the States will eat rice cold. So that's crazy. Or a lot of people like cold pizza.
Cold rice, isn't that?
Yeah. That's why a lot of people don't like rice around here, is that a lot of times they'll serve rice, like they'll give you a scoop of rice at school or whatever, and it's very cold. It sticks to your mouth. It's like almost like rice pudding, like here in the States, you can get some rice pudding that's served cold. I don't know what's the desirable taste of it, but
rice pudding, is that sweet or savory?
Rice pudding is very sweet, but it's got rice in it, and I don't know why in the world they call it rice pudding necessarily, because it'll look like yellow and it'll look like a vanilla pudding with rice in it type of stuff. Yeah, we have some odd combination of tastes. It's not a. It looks more like a Western pudding with the stuck rice in it than it is anything else.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry the other people didn't join us today, but I was really impressed with you.
We have another presentation.
Oh, good. Keep on going. Go.
Hello, we are students from Affiliated High School of Zhongxi University. I'm Sammy. I'm Amelia. I'm Bella.
I'm Adam.
Today we are going to introduce mochi. According to legend, the origin of the mochi is from the Song Dynasty in China. There was the draw once. Everybody in the Hakka village in Jiangxi took what was left of their rice to give as offering to God and pray for rain at the Dragon King temple. But the amount of the rice was too little. The people put their rice together and sieve it. They stir and beat the cool rice until the shape of rice grains disappear and become a large, soft, fluffy rice ball. Finally, there was the rain after the people prayed for rain at the Dragon King temple. After that, the people in the Hakka village took what was left of the people in the Hakka village ate this rice ball together and they found that the taste of this rice ball had a strong aroma. They called it mochi. And it gradually became popular and spread everywhere. It is still popular today. Next, we are going to introduce how to make mochi. We need the following ingredients: glutinous rice flour 250 grams, warm water 400 ml, sugar 60 grams, 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. Here are the steps. First, put the glutinous rice flours, sugars, and some water in the bowl and then stir. Second, put the oil in it and stir. Third, move the ingredients and the remaining water to the parts and stir well. Fourth, steam the contents in an electric pot and wait for 10 minutes. Fifth, stir it well. The even more mixed it is, the better the taste will be. You can also beat it with a stick, but in my experience, this is very tiring because the mochi is so sticky. It is difficult to pound it with a stick. Next, dip the mochi with peanut powders and sugars. The delicious mochi is completed. Food preservation. How do we preserve mochi to maintain its cultural taste? First, use a dry towel to wrap and cover the whole box of mochi. Second, put the box of mochi into a fridge, near the fridge door or the lower layer. The box of mochi can be preserved for 1 or 2 days. If you want to eat mochi from the freezer, you need to take it out and set aside for 1 hour. Then the mochi will return to normal condition and taste fresh. This can be preserved for 1 week. Traditional mochi. Traditional mochi doesn't contain stuffing. However, we can season mochi with peanut powder. Japanese mochi. Japanese mochi contains a spoonful of filling inside mochi. Popular fillings include red bean, sesame, and green tea filling. I want to introduce 3 major special Taiwanese mochi. They are Hakka mochi, Malay mochi, and Taiwanese Hakka mochi. It is called in our period, it is called tofu. And after Taiwan ruled by Japan, influenced by Japan tofu, the most common way is contains stuffing inside. Malay mochi is a special food of an Aboriginal tribe that called Bazam, and Bazam called it dulu. And it is made from red rice chestnut, which is grown in Hualien. And Taiwan, and after we usually see Malay mochi in long strip with no filling, but after Japan improved grading technology. We also see millet marching in round shape with filling. Chinese Hakka marching is called ziba in Hakka language. It is made from glutinous rice without stuffing. And we usually cut it in small pieces and dip it into peanut powder or serve it with soup made from brown sugar boiled in ginger juice, so it tastes more different.
Aside from Taiwanese traditional mochi, we also got roasted mochi and hot pot mochi. You can find roasted mochi at night markets and barbecue restaurants. It is crispy outside, but the texture inside is as soft as marshmallow, which is different from the traditional mochi. People also eat it with condiments such as black sesame sauce, seaweed, condensed milk, or cheese. The wide variety of flavor will surprise you and you can get enough of it. Hot pot mochi is a specific mochi that is made to be served with hot pot. It can still be chewy after being cooked for a long time, so you don't need to worry about the texture of it getting ruined. Hot pot mochi can be either sweet or salty. People can choose whatever that fits their flavors. Stuffing like mushroom or meat goes pretty well with hot pot, and so does the cheese stuffing. The heat of the soup will melt the cheese and makes it extra delicious. So why not try the special mochi that might blow your mind? Then we are going to introduce fruits in Taiwan.
Hello everyone, I'm Hannah. I'm Renee.
I'm Eric.
I'm Peggy. The climate in Taiwan is humid and warm. There's a wide variety of topography. So there are many kinds of fruits in Taiwan. Take the following fruit for example. One is banana, which plays an important part in its one tree of fruit. Another one is mango, summer superstar. It's commonly used in drinks and also as a frozen fruit ingredient. The other one is custard apple. It's one of the famous local fruits in Taiwan, located in eastern Taiwan. Some fruits are processed into processed fruit, such as passion fruit made into jelly and pineapple made into pineapple cake. Now we're going to talk about three kinds of fruit in Taiwan.
Mango is Taiwan's famous fruit in summer, and all of them have their characteristics. The first one I'm going to introduce is indigenous mango. Its appearance is green and is not big. It tastes sour and a little sweet. There is a fruit called sapila, which is made of indigenous mango. It tastes crispy, sour, and sweet. The other kind is Taiwan mango. An Taiwan mango is much bigger than an indigenous mango. Its appearance is orange and is famous for its sweet flavor. It can be found in many kinds of drinks and shaved ice, no matter which kind of mango. All of them are great to enjoy in summer.
Now I'm going to introduce custard apple, also known as sugar apple. It is one of the represented fruits in Taiwan. Custard apple is a tropical crop, grown in a warm and dry environment. The average temperature of growing this fruit must be about 22 Celsius degrees because it cannot tolerate cold weather. It is usually grown in southern and eastern Taiwan, so it is famous in Taiwan. Custard apple grows on trees. The peel outside is green, and inside the fruit is white inside with black round seeds. It contains a lot of sugar, so it tastes sweet. I like it a lot. Next, the fruit I want to talk about is pineapple. Pineapples are harvested during April to October, and it needs to grow for 18 months. And its pulp is dark yellow. It tastes very sweet and a little sour. The Taiwanese expression for pineapple sounds like the word prosperous, and it also has an abstract meaning. Pineapple can also make into pineapple cake. It tastes soft inside, and its filling tastes sour and sweet. It goes well with tea. Thanks for your attention. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. How have pineapples changed? I know the pineapple of today doesn't really look like the native pineapple, does it?
Right? No, if the appearance of pineapples have changed over time. These kids, like, they don't know anything about farming and they don't know anything about pineapples.
Okay, but I think one time before you had a slide presentation about how pineapples have actually changed. It was kind of amazing. What does that custard apple taste like?
Very
Yeah.
sweet.
Remember that it's not the kind of like apple you imagine. So what's the difference? You don't just take
That's
it
what I'm
and
saying.
wash and hide it, right?
Yeah, you need to peel the peel, and it is softer than apple.
You need to peel off the thick skin or what? Or is it, I forgot what it looks like. When you peel it, is the part of the meat inside or? And there are a lot of seeds inside, right? Very big seeds.
It would it be more like a watermelon type of that many seeds than an apple?
It's actually very different from any kind of fruit you've ever.
Okay. Well, I
No,
just
you have those. I don't believe you have those.
and then on the mochi, you mentioned something that some of them were available at barbecue places. What type of barbecue would go with that, and what type of barbecue stands do you have or restaurants do you have there in Taiwan?
Yeah, we have barbecue restaurants.
Yes, barbecue restaurant.
Are very popular.
Yes.
But that's not, it's probably different from what you imagine as well. In the States, barbecues are like huge. The grill, the stand is very big, and you guys stand behind the grill thing. What do you call those? And in Taiwan, the grill, the thing is very small.
Okay. And what would they serve? Would it be pork, or would it be beef, or would it be a combination, or what would they have?
Grill on the barbecue.
Dessert. Kind of dessert.
Well, what other things we have? Then we also have mochi. Mochi is probably not the main.
Oh,
Right? We have beef, pork, chicken, vegetable, and then mochi is like the dessert part, right?
yes, there's
And
a
it-
pot.
Then
Or like
mochi,
marshmallow, like you guys do with the marshmallow thing, right?
Yes.
and then mochi would be a dessert then, correct?
Yeah. So if you just imagine like you're toasting your marshmallow, and here they're toasting the mochi, and mochi is also like soft and sticky, and
Oh, wow.
yeah,
And
it's your
then-
marshmallow thing.
That would be cooked every day? That would be fresh every day then, or do they serve it like more than one day, or what?
I mean mochi.
Yeah.
When do you eat mochi? Whenever you want to, right? It's not actually a set time to eat mochi, right?
It's kind of snake.
It's like when you eat your marshmallows, well, whenever you want to.
And then you could go get that at the convenience store too then, correct?
You get mochi at convenience store. I don't know.
Yes, yes,
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
Convenience store have everything you can imagine.
Wow. It's just amazing what you guys are doing. That's very interesting. I really enjoyed both that and the fruits. Now, in the Irwin mango, how does that taste? It said it was sweeter, and then it said something about shaved ice. Here in the States, we have like mango is really popular for snow cones. Is that shaved ice kind of like what we call snow cones here?
Yeah. Yeah. 冰，然后把它压，然后再那个就是上去。Oh yeah. I'm explaining what snow cone is to them.
Okay.
Yeah. And shaved ice is like it's similar to snow cone, but the ice is chipped into smaller pieces, and you can add fruit and syrup and condensed milk over it, and to make it into a treat.
Now, do they serve that into a dish or they serve it into a cup?
Yes.
Like, yeah, on a plate. But you have the snow cone in a cup, right?
Yeah, we normally have it like into a cup, but then they can put fruit on it or they can just put their syrups and stuff, and people will just eat like mango. It's very popular here because mangoes are very popular with a lot of the people in Texas because, you know, we have mangoes grow here or they import them. You can get mangoes at the store all the time, or different kinds of mangoes, quite a few different kinds. But and then mango drinks are very popular here too.
Yeah, we have mango drinks and
But I never, you know,
fried mango.
I was just wondering because it's kind of fascinating when you start looking at what people do for, you know, and how they're very similar. That shaved ice is very popular here. In fact, all our HEBs, which is our supermarkets, will have like a little snow cone stand that will be opened up in front of it, and they are always lined up for business, you know, so it's like a little pop-up store. So no matter where you go and there's HEB, they have a snow cone stand, but it's only open during the summer months here. But our summer months last forever. So I mean, it'll probably start opening up in April, and then it'll shut down in October or something that affects stuff. In the hotter months, people will buy snow cones, you know, just like they would go to, you know, cool off or whatever. So I was just wondering.
Here the pictures with us. I think we can do one in June. We can have barbecue and then the ice cream. Remember a long time ago, you also did ice cream for the summer month of June.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you can show us your ice cone, snow cone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot different, but ice cream is, we used one time when I was a counselor out in far west Texas, and we had to go down to the border. They'd never made homemade ice cream before. And homemade ice cream, you'll take ice and you'll take milk, and then you have like a ice cream machine, and you crank it, and eventually it'll turn into ice cream. You know, you can make vanilla ice cream, chocolate ice cream, or whatever the situation is. But we had the kids make it. That's something that you might want to do sometime for one of your workshops, is to make some homemade ice cream. It's actually really fun to do.
Yeah.
And kids will really enjoy it. Well, is that all for today?
Yeah, that's all for today. Kids around the world would love ice cream, anything.
Yeah, you know, or sherbet or sorbet. I mean, it's all kinds of different.
Sorbet, we have those too.
You can make all kinds of and you can make it like really nutritious too. I mean, I've seen people make mango ice cream. I've seen people make pineapple ice cream. I've seen people make, you know, all kinds of different things, and you use different ingredients. Anytime you make it yourself, it's actually pretty good. I've seen people make it with soy milk. I've seen people make almond milk. I've seen people make it with regular whole milk. We used to make a lot put with condensed milk in it too, with whole milk. But I'll send you some recipes so that you might.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we'll.
But I will see you guys. And I was going to tell you that we're getting everything ready for that. Thank you for the corrections. I haven't really had time to do it. I've been working on this Armenian genocide deal.
Yeah, no problem. So I'll clean the writing in red up, and I'll send it out to the guys that we competed against last year and see if they like to do it again this year.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then make sure, I'll make sure Adrian gets a hold of you so we can put it all together on that one deal. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Great job.
Bye bye.
Bye.